Flat Earth, the final experiment and the realm of nature, part 4. So, in this example, we've got a yin-yang going around a spherical object. So we can see it in that like 3D representation rather than the 2D, although it's still 2D because it's like painted onto the ball. And it's also stationary, where it's supposed to be constantly flowing, constantly expanding and contracting. So that expanding and contracting, so we kind of like see seasons and all those kind of things. It also works on that like a day-to-day basis. So every day we're having day and night and all these kind of things. Every year we've got summer and winter, and so like every day is like a micro and macro of the year in a sense and stuff like. So there's another example. You can see, it's trying to represent movement. But so another way of looking at it is like I wanted them to be floating. I couldn't get one floating. So like a sphere within a sphere, in a sense of understanding the yin part of a realm, the energy aspect of it. So like the yin yang, the 3D one, when you could see it looked like a sun, and the black sun, like part of the vortex, central part of it and stuff like. And again, because it's like it's in a stationary way of looking at things, it's seeing it in this aspect, seeing like one circle and then a wider circle. It's too many, but one and two, and that's your yin and your yang in a sense. So another example. Again, there's too many, but in another respect of like all the energetic layers, the layers that we can't see and all these kind of things. Maybe there's multiple aspects to the realm, isn't there? You know what I mean? Like the flower of life, when it's got like the 6 circles and they're like different realms, like in Buddhism and all these kind of things and stuff like. So this is another way of looking at it. You know what I mean? We've got our realm, but we've put another layer on. You've also got the fairy realm, which is on our realm. All these kind of things and stuff like. So the different light frequencies and all these kind of things and stuff like. And I suppose like understanding the yin realm more, it'd probably put you in touch with it more. You know what I mean? Like know thyself as an example. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that's what we're doing in terms of like understanding the realm. You know what I mean? So the more we understand the realm, the more we understand about ourselves. So in the same sense of like self-healing. So the more you heal yourself, the more you heal the realm and stuff like that. It's like the realm's got amnesia. If you wake up and you know what I mean, you start to clear that amnesia. You start to realize where you are and all these kind of things and stuff like. So, that's the realm healing because from your actions and stuff like, from your waking up or all that type of thing and stuff. But so yeah, it's a bit like a rainbow, isn't it? You know what I mean and stuff like. So like in a rainbow having that kind of suggestion. You know what I mean? But yeah, back onto this side of things. So if we have a sphere of energy, which is the torus field, right, and then we've got another one on the inside. See that light there? You know what I mean? Like looks like there's another bubble within the bubble, in a sense. Like at the bottom of it there, maybe there, something like that. It might not be. It might be just reflection, but because it does look like this, it's 2 bubbles. It kind of makes a good example for it in a way. So, like one way of showing this is like like in qigong and all those kind of things, and working with energy and all that kind of stuff. Like so, we talk about like energy balls and all these kind of things, and you make energy between your hands and stuff like, and then you can use it for healing, all these kind of things and stuff like. Like I mentioned before, it's like Shaolin monks make an energy ball, and then all the energy that's in their hands will press it into the face, like press it into the skin, you know what I mean, and into your bone and all these kind of things, so the energy gets in there. And that's supposed to be better than any facial cream and all these kind of things and stuff like, which are usually quite toxic as well. So, um, like Shaolin monk's method and all that kind of stuff. It's a way of nature in that kind of way, isn't it? So, um, yeah, in terms of like creating an energy ball, like using your chi in that kind of sense and stuff like that kind of thing, your yans produce it. It comes, well, your aura produces it, but you got chakras in your fingertips and all these kind of things, and your palm and all this type of stuff like so. Um, in terms of like using it, if you touch your fingers, that kind of breaks the connection, and it makes any energy which you built up, it'll disperse like the smoke there and all that kind of stuff like. So what you're supposed to do is you kind of slightly cupped, and then you kind of close your hands to the point, you know what I mean, very as close as you can get without touching in a sense and stuff. Um, and then as you do that, you kind of like, you you kind of feel for it in a sense and stuff like that. You should be able to feel it. It should be like start to tingle and all these kind of things, like on tips of your fingers, and base of your palm and stuff like that, and circle area around there and stuff like that kind of thing. So the more you push in, you kind of feel like a magnetic kind of force in a sense and stuff like that. Like I say, I'm intentionally not touching myself, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like I don't want to break that connection. I kind of feel the energy and stuff like, and I try to feel it build up and stuff like. And so in terms of like making an energy ball, you intentionally you push the energy in, you know what I mean? So it comes through your arms, and like I said, with chakras everywhere, so it's like, you should let it all kind of flow out and stuff like that kind of thing. You push the energy in, you try to squash it in, right? And then you pull the energy out, your hands out, whilst drawing energy in. So like as you pull out, the energy's coming out, So you're pushing energy in as it's coming out, and then you come back in, and you're kind of crushing the energy whilst pushing more energy in, right? So like a deeper way of looking at it is like seeing like two spheres. So I pull out and then I crush in, right? So when I crushed in, right, all that energy there. So you imagine like it's the bubbles filled with smoke in a sense, just to give it a difference. um, so you've crushed that energy, and then you draw more energy in. At the same time, you pull that out. So at the same time, it's kind of like you try to imagine like these two spheres, like this one you're crushing and squashing, and you're pulling it back out. And at the same time, there's another one which kind of when I pull out, right, that is contracting and getting smaller and crushing at the same time as I'm pulling the ball outwards. So one is going into like the yin aspect and one is going into the yang aspect. So so then when I crush it, you know what I mean, that one in the middle, that one starts to expand, and then, this one will change places basically. And so, you know what I mean, you're kind of trying to create the more denser and put all the energy in there. So the more you do that, it's getting more and more dense. There's more energy there and stuff like that kind of thing. So you're getting as much as you can get into your hands and keep compressing and stuff like that kind of thing. Like, and then, like I say, you can wash your face with it or whatever. Or you use it for, maybe you've got an illness or whatever and stuff like that kind of thing. And apply it to those areas and all these kind of things. So yeah, you've got that in that kind of sense. So like seeing how that energy works and then comparing it to the macro, how the torus field works. So like the yin energy of a realm, it'll kind of be like that in a way. It's kind of like that's what that's doing despite what's in the middle. You know what I mean? Like our yang realm, it's a different nature to what that is. So that's like going on throughout the chakra, the torus field, whilst we've got a section which is in the middle, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, it's unaffected by Like the stars aren't going to come through the earth and all these kind of things and stuff like that. We just see it all above us and stuff kind of thing. Like the ocean, how it sees above and all these kind of things and stuff. And when you look at this on a 2D sense rather than the 3D, so it's like looking above at a circular ocean. So you've got the waves coming in and out and all that kind of stuff. So you've got your contraction and expansion, like on that macro aspect. So when we look at the torus field, that's what it's always doing. So every day, every year, it's creating this yin and yang kind of movement of contraction and expansion. So when we compare that to like that and all that kind of stuff, like we get more sense to it. We understand how it flows and all these kind of things and stuff like. So when you got stuff like this, this is quite heretical. You know what I mean? It's showing you the two spheres, but it's making it look like a machine. And that's not really like what spirituality is it? You know what I mean? Energy's not like that. That's this is what the enemy wants. You know what I mean? Like the war on spirit and all these kind of things and stuff. Like like the machine race and all these kind of things, the AI and simulation, all that kind of thing, like Legion, like from the Bible, and that's like where Satan's realm is and all these kind of things, relying on technology because he hadn't got the immortality that God offered and stuff like that kind of thing. See, they're like making it look like continents, maybe. I'm not sure, You got it there as well, like, but why did that come there? Is there another one? Like rusty or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not attractive, is it? It doesn't really resemble our realm and all these kind of things. It's quite horrible, really. Oops, wrong one. There we are. And another representation, which is heretical again. But it's got the similar connotation of like, the sphere within the sphere and all these kind of things. So like, it brings, relative, why they've gone that way, why they've tried to fool us in these kind of ways and stuff like that kind of thing, why they've presented this model to us and stuff like that. It could represent like yin aspect of a realm, but they try to make it into a yang aspect and say that this is the globe, and it's like no, that's like that'd be the sun within the torus field, which is also the sun. It's like a micro of itself, all that kind of thing. This is a sculpture, Barbara Hepworth, I think she was called. So this is a sphere with something inside it in a way. So like the yin and then the yang in a sense and stuff like. So like the torus field, and then you've got that in there. You turn it that way. It's almost like that sat down. Well, it is other way, but because it's it's weighted there, isn't it? But it's more flatter. Like like you could walk on that area if it were laid other way. But so that'd be like the flat land within the torus field in a sense. It's kind of brings some relevance in a way and stuff like that. You compare it to the to pregnancy, and so like when we was a child and in the womb and all these kind of things and stuff, how that is also relevant. You know what I mean? Because like the realm is a womb in itself. So when we look at it like that, it has got that relevance. And a lot of flowers take these shapes as well. It'd be like the roll of a wave is like forming that, for the water to come out of that wave and stuff like that, and whatever else, which would be, offspring and stuff like that kind of thing. So yeah, like I say, that's for yin and that's for yang. It's weighted. You know what I mean? It sits in there rather than the previous examples and stuff, like the heretical ones. um, and then, oops, I can't pause my phone at the same time. We've got a clip from Akira, animation from '88. It's like a reference to. It's like this is the outro. It's like the very end. So. Expansion, contraction. So that's what you do with your energy balls. Oops. Ashtray. And then it shows its sun afterwards. So, perspective lines. And then it goes a little bit spacey. Like, you know, it starts to show you galaxies or whatever and stuff, that kind of thing. Like, but it, you know, it's from the propaganda age. So, but previously, the example what it's showing you, it's kind of like some of the character achieves like full enlightenment or whatever, you know what I mean? And then they become another galaxy or whatever afterwards or something daft. So they become their own realm, you know what I mean? And that's what it's showing you, is that like the realm, you know what I mean, and stuff. So it's got a lot of, I don't know, like that bit. Make it straight. So you got a flat level. But yeah, try the what's it called, the qigong exercise. So that should be good for your light body and all these kind of things. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Cheers.